Would be my nephew, Chris.
We gon' talk about
He'll
some
be
things
around.
tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.
Hello,
Hello,
hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome,
welcome back.
welcome. We are here. We're here,
I don't
and
know
you're there.
what happened. Someone joined on TikTok for a second. I
They
don't
did.
I don't know
Oh,
why. I didn't
okay.
mean to accept that. And if I
If
did.
you did, she's sorry. She didn't mean to accept you over there on TikTok. We're just talking to one of the other phones. A lot of times we have them hooked up from different apps, so people can tune in everywhere. So,
hmm
welcome you guys to episode number 40. Is it 45?
45.
45. 45. Wow. That means you guys have been around for a long time with us, and we
Yes.
appreciate you. We appreciate you. You like my little heart glasses? Because it's Valentine's. It's coming up Saturday, I believe, is Valentine's Day. I don't keep up with it much anymore. I don't have a Valentine's, but it's coming up, you guys. So tune in and welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Zan,
And I'm Chels.
and today our conversation is honest. It's a little vulnerable and probably very relatable for you guys. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because Valentine's Day is everywhere right now.
I was worried about you there a minute, Chels. Every store you walk into, every social media scroll, every commercial. Wait a minute. I got off. Okay. I'm sorry. That was my mistake. It's hearts, roses, proposals, date nights, and matching pajamas. Matching pajamas on Valentine's Day. I thought that was just Christmas.
Right? When did they start doing that now?
Yeah. Jeez. Too much.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And if you love that, we're not here to take that away from you.
Not at all. Celebrate love, you guys, always,
Mm-hmm.
and enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy it. But we also know that for a lot of people, Valentine's Day, it feels complicated.
Yeah, for some people, it feels lonely. And for some, it brings up memories. And for others, it highlights what's missing.
Hmm. So today we're saying something out loud that people usually whisper. Valentine's Day isn't romantic for everyone.
And that's okay.
If you're listening right now, we want you to check in with yourself. No judgment, just honesty.
Yeah, ask yourself quietly, how do I really feel about Valentine's Day?
Hmm.
Excited, indifferent, sad, annoyed, hopeful.
And you know what? Whatever your answer is to that is valid. You have the right to have your own opinion, is valid. And if
Mm-hmm.
you feel comfortable, send us a message or comment right here on our page, even, and
Mm-hmm.
tell us one word that describes your Valentine's Day mood. Since we're talking about it here, why don't you enter that here?
Right.
One word
Yeah, just one
that
word.
describes your mood.
Yep, that's it. Just one word.
Hmm.
Janet with the star
Hi,
emojis.
Janet. We're asking for people to just right now drop one word that describes their Valentine's Day right now this year.
Hmm.
So if you guys got one word,
I guess nobody wants to drop anything right now.
okay. Right here because we promise.
Yeah, but we do promise someone feels the same way that as you guys.
Yeah, there's always
So
somebody
it's
out
it's
there that's gonna
okay
feel the
to,
same way. Yeah,
yeah.
you're not gonna be different because there's this pressure around Valentine's Day to be happy, to be in love, and to be celebrating.
Yeah, but life doesn't always line up with what's on the calendar.
Mm-mm.
Oh, okay, we got a couple comments. Janet says indifferent is how she
Indifferent.
feels.
Okay, I can relate to that.
Yep. And Dre Dixon says, I'm thinking, lol.
One word.
Okay, that's all right.
Hmm.
People are healing, people are grieving, and people are just trying to figure themselves out.
Yeah, and some people just got out of relationships. And some people are in relationships that don't feel loving. And those stories don't get commercials or Instagram posts.
Right? And Dre says, my word is overrated.
Overrated. That's another good word.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And Kathy says, we usually have a quiet day.
And quiet day. Okay.
Yeah, and we also want to say this gently.
Mm-hmm.
Feeling sad on Valentine's Day doesn't make you bitter. Feeling lonely doesn't make you desperate. And feeling indifferent doesn't make you cold hearted.
It makes you human. That's it. It just makes you human.
Hmm. And today is this space is for the full picture of love, not just the pretty parts.
Yeah, sometimes, we like those pretty parts. When we talk about love, everything is not all pretty.
Yeah, this is about the real parts.
Hmm. So, if this day has ever made you feel left out, forgotten, or reflective, stay with us. You're in the right place.
Hmm.
Continue for part two.
And Dre says, I'm married but don't feel like V Day is a big deal. I feel loved all year.
That's what's up. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. Not that one day because it's on the calendar.
Yeah. And let's talk about the part people don't post.
Okay.
The quiet car
Excuse me.
rides, the nights you sleep next to someone and still feel alone, the moments you wonder, is this really love?
Wow. Wow. Because Valentine's Day can shine a spotlight on things we try to ignore. If your relationship isn't healthy, this day can feel heavy instead of feeling sweet.
Yeah, and if you're single but healing,
Mm.
This day can feel like pressure instead of peace.
Yes, there's many levels I found out, Shells, to Valentine's Day.
Hmm.
It can be pressure, it can be peace, it can be love, it can be exciting. It just all depends on where you're at. Um, and we want to ask you something and answer honestly in your heart. Have you ever stayed in a relationship just so you wouldn't be alone on Valentine's Day? No shame, just truth.
All right. Or have you ever accepted the bare minimum
Mm-hmm.
just because you didn't want to feel left out?
Mm-hmm.
A
That's a
text
big one.
instead of effort, a last minute plan instead of intention, silence
Mm,
instead of communication.
mm. A lot of people shrink their needs around this holiday. They shrink their needs. They say, "At least I have someone." But love isn't about at least. Love should feel safe.
Hmm.
Love should feel mutual. And love, it should feel real.
Yeah, and sometimes the most loving thing you can do is admit that something isn't right. Even if the world is posting roses and candlelight
Oh,
dinners.
yeah. And we're not here to bash any relationships, though. We're just here to tell the truth about them. Real love isn't proven on one day in February. It's not. It's
Hmm.
proven on how someone treats you in April and July and October and all the other months of the year. All the other months.
Yeah, because, consistency is romantic,
Mm-hmm.
respect is romantic,
Yes.
feeling emotionally safe is romantic,
Mm-hmm.
not just gifts.
No, and I would rather have someone just giving me the love all year round and showing me they care in their own little ways than go through turmoil, and then when Valentine's Day come around, here you come with flowers and all of that. That just because it's on the calendar. No, I I don't appreciate that. I don't move like that, shall I
Hmm.
say. Any comments out there? Yeah, I'll take a drink. It's a little dry
Yeah,
in here.
Charlie Lewis says, "Good evening, my family."
Good evening. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Charlie. Thank you
Hmm.
for tuning in.
Yes, thank you for tuning in. So take 5 seconds with us. Okay. Anybody else in there?
Yeah, Dre says, not specifically for Valentine's Day, but in my younger days, I've definitely stayed with someone just to not be alone.
Oh, I think it might have been a point in all of our lives that we either stayed with somebody or stayed a little too long, one or the other. So appreciate that you sharing that with us. Okay. Think about the last time you felt truly valued by someone. That feeling and that standard.
Hmm.
Yeah, that standard.
Not pressure and not comparison
No.
and not social media, just a real connection.
Yes. And if you haven't felt that yet, hmm, that doesn't mean that it's not coming just because you haven't felt it yet. It doesn't mean it's not coming. It just means your story is still unfolding. It's still unfolding.
Hmm. Okay, we got a couple of comments.
Okay, well, who we got in here?
Charlie says cognitive conversation is key.
Yes, yes. Conversation, yes, that's a big word and an important word.
Hmm. And then he also says, wow.
Hmm?
He said, wow.
Oh, okay.
And Tanya with the star emojis. Thank
Mm-hmm.
you. And Charlie says, that's facts, family.
Yes, yes. And when we do, speaking of facts, and thank you, Charlie, for that, what we do is we do research the facts.
Hmm.
When we get on here and we do present a topic, we don't want to just be babbling about things we think we know or we may know. We do the research so we can have a genuine conversation and bring you, what we know. And
Right,
if it's something we don't know, it's going to say that in our script that, you know, we don't know, but this is what's said. So we
right.
appreciate you guys and the conversation back and forth. That's what we love here. So that was the end of that part. Okay, we're going on to part three. That
Yep.
was part two already, and we have parts on here. So
Hmm.
let's talk about loneliness for a minute.
Hmm.
Hmm. Because loneliness doesn't always mean that you're alone. Sometimes it means you're not understood,
Hmm.
not prioritized, not emotionally met where you stand. That's what it means.
Yes. And Valentine's Day has a way of highlighting that. You
Yes.
can be in a crowded room, scrolling past couples'
Hmm.
photos, and suddenly you feel like you're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, but here's something very important though, Chels. Someone else's highlight reel doesn't show their whole story.
That's true. It doesn't show the arguments or the doubts or the
No,
work behind the scenes.
no, it doesn't. All right, audience, are you there with us? What are you seeing?
Charlie says, you have to understand where you fit in others' life.
That's right. And if you fit in, Charlie, you got to understand
Hmm.
where you fit in, but you got to understand, first of all, if you fit in, you got to find that out. If you don't fit in, hey, be on your own. You
Hmm.
have to fit in. Yes.
Oh, this is a good one. He said lonely versus being alone.
Mm-hmm. It's a
It's a
difference.
big difference.
Yes, people don't understand that. I used to get accused a lot of times of, don't you be lonely, you're single. And then when they say things to you, sometimes they always say it with such a sad tone. You know, don't you be afraid, don't you like living in that house by yourself, don't you be lonely and bored. And I'd be like, whose life are you looking at? Because that is not mine at all. No, lonely? No. No. Do I have a partner? No. But lonely? Never that. Never that. I'm excited and happy when I'm in my home. I don't
Hmm.
just sit around. I have things to entertain me, things to, do. So never that. Never that. All right.
And Charlie says, thank you, my sister.
You're welcome, Charlie. If you ever compared your love life to what you see online, mm, you're not alone. So many people do that, Chels. You know that?
Hmm.
They see these relationships, these couples online, and they try to mimic that. Be yourself.
Yeah, and comparison is human,
Mm-hmm.
but it can steal your joy if you let it.
Yes.
So, right now, we invite you to just release that.
Yeah, because your journey is yours. Your timing is yours. Your love story doesn't have a deadline.
And we have a couple comments coming.
Okay,
Dre says, so true. People get stuck comparing themselves to something that's not even real. No relationship, even the best ones, are all sunshine and roses.
that's right. How many times, Dre, have we watched a couple on TV and everything seemed like roses, then the next story is completely different. You go, oh my God, I thought they were so, because we only see the outside of what's going on. You
Mm-hmm.
only know the inside of what's going on in your own relationship if you're in one. You
Right.
can't, and never compare it, because no two people are alike, no individual is alike. So don't compare yourself anyway. I always say that to anyone, because you're unique. You're unique on your own. You don't need to be like somebody else.
Right.
Um, so I don't watch other people relationships, because I don't know if they're strangling each other behind the scenes or what they doing each other behind the scenes, and I don't speak on people relationships, and I don't get involved in them.
Yeah. I mean,
Yes.
Tanya says, you can be married and still feel alone.
Oh yes, hold that thought, because I think it's in our script on one of our parts, Tanya, that you just mentioned. Yeah, your love story, like say, if you have a love story, doesn't have to have a deadline.
Right? And Kevin says, facts. Some people want to be alone. It can bring happiness too if you have what you need.
That's right. You can be alone and still be happy. I can attest to that. You can still be happy, because you still, you concentrate, and you have to concentrate on you. So you
Hmm.
have that time. And you can be happy in a relationship. You could be happy either way. It all depends on what you want to work for,
Right.
because it is work.
Yeah, it is.
Hmm.
Charlie said an insult disguised as a praise.
Yes. Yes. As a praise. Yes.
He said, we are all essential and unique.
That's right. We're all unique, so we don't need to be on like a repeat of everything and follow what we see out there, and try to mimic somebody's relationship. No, no, don't do it. Somebody else.
Mytherian
Huh?
says, good evening, ladies from
Hi, good
Twitch.
evening. Good
Good evening.
evening.
Thank you for
Welcome
tuning
in.
in.
Yes.
Terrence also says, hey, y'all.
Hey, Terrence, you got all hooked up and comfy, comfy. That's Mr. Terrence Battle. They came in and joined, and he's getting ready to kick off his show real soon.
Hmm.
Yeah, when
Check
you
out our last episode if you want to hear all about it.
yes, our last episode where we interviewed Mr. Battle here. He'll tell you all about his show and what's going to be on and when it's going to be on. So, you guys, I hope you're going back anyway and checking out some of our past episodes for things you've missed.
Hmm. Because they are
And
good.
don't go away. And if we don't forget, please remind us we do have a giveaway. We have a
Yes.
Valentine's giveaway. Giveaway. I like our giveaways. We got to keep stuff coming in. You guys got
Right.
to give us some more gifts to give away.
Wait, I forgot to do our applause.
Yes, look
We
at
have a
this.
giveaway coming.
Yes, I can't wait. Hmm.
Okay. And Dre says facts.
Yes, yes,
Facts.
yes.
Catherine says, my grandmother always said, you don't know what is happening behind closed doors.
No, you don't know. You think everything's all peachy, and next thing you know, you're left in shock. So, you never know. That's why I say never compare your relationship, because your relationship is unique on its own. And if
Mm-hmm.
you're not in a relationship, you're still unique on everybody's unique on their own. He didn't make us all alike. We didn't come from one of those, I forget what you call one of those presses where you can make everything over and over. Everybody come out the same cookie cutter. No.
Right.
Hmm.
And Charlie said, we need each other, positive expertise, not others' negative disease.
That's right.
And he also
Hmm.
said that's true.
Yes. Okay.
All right. And some people meet love at 20, and
Mm.
some people at 40, some after they have their heart broken, some after healing,
Wow.
and none of those are wrong.
That's right. Because, and some people are learning, they're learning to love themselves first,
Hmm.
and that's okay too. That's not a delay, that's preparation.
Yeah, because the relationship you have with yourself sets the tone for every other one.
Yes, that's true.
Yep. And Charlie says, I second that notion.
Okay. And we want you to think about this question: what kind of love do I actually want? Think about it. Not what looks good, not what sounds good, what feels right for you.
Hmm.
You don't have to answer out loud. Just be honest with yourself. What type of love do you deserve? You know, what feels right for you?
Yep. And having that clarity saves you from settling. And you
Mm-hmm.
deserve more than settling.
Yes. Yes. So that ends part three.
Yep.
That ends
And
part three. We're going to head to part four unless we get comments. We always try
yeah,
to pause and catch our comments because you
yeah.
guys are a very important part of our
Charlie said, I
discussions.
love your glasses.
You love my hard glasses, Charlie. I just pulled them out of somewhere and I've had them around so long. I thought with the heart shapes, it'll be
Hmm.
perfect for love, our love
Yeah.
topic. And
Yeah.
we're gonna wear them again, and Cheryl's gonna wear hers. We could
If
do
I
it
can
again
find them.
Friday
I do have a
if she
pair of
can
hard
find
glasses,
them.
though.
She's gonna look for them, and
Yeah.
she has them. Will be on Friday with something else to talk about. I'm pretty sure.
Hmm.
And you guys remember, we always are looking for people to interview. If you know someone and you say, hey, this person had something great to talk about, or they're doing this in the community, or they have this business, just let us know. Let us know. Reach out to us. Okay. We're still filling up February, so let
Yep.
us know.
Yep. Just let us know.
Hmm.
And Charlie says, everyone on their knees are not praying.
No,
Pray, not pray.
no, no, no.
And my Therion says, I've been with my significant other for 10 years. In
Hmm.
that time, I've fallen in and out of love several times with that man. People
Hmm.
change. We've
Hmm.
learned to love every single new us.
Hmm.
It's a process.
Yeah, it's a process, and you will fall in and out because your emotions change. Things change. Things in the environment affect your relationship. What's going on in the world, and
Hmm.
a lot of things change. So I understand that. So that ended part three. We're
Yeah.
going on to script number four.
Yeah, and speaking of, what's going on in the world,
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about grief for a moment.
Yes.
Because for some people, Valentine's Day isn't about being single or taken, it's about missing someone.
Yes. Missing a partner who just passed away, maybe. Missing a relationship that ended. Missing a version of love that used to exist. And that kind of ache doesn't just disappear, you guys, just because the calendar says it's February the 14th.
Yeah, sometimes people are smiling in public and grieving in private.
Yes,
They're holding memories instead of flowers.
yes. And that's got to be hard. So if you're listening and today brings up memories, we want you to know this space holds you too.
And Charlie says, "My mother."
Hmm. The
Yeah,
memories,
those
yeah.
memories. Yeah, and love doesn't end just because someone's gone. It changes form.
And it's okay if today feels tender. It doesn't mean you haven't healed. It means you loved deeply.
Grief is proof of a connection, and there's no deadline on that.
That's right, because you know what? Some people rush themselves to move on. They rush themselves because holidays make them feel like they're behind. But healing, that's not a race. There should never be a race. You should heal at your own pace.
If your heart still remembers, that's human, not weak.
That's right. That's right. And you can reflect back and say, think about you guys, whether you want to speak or not, many situations in your life that, things might have happened around Valentine's Day, which brings that extra grief. Maybe someone passed around that time you remember, or maybe you did something special with someone around that time you don't have that connection anymore.
hmm Tanya says, missing your parents' special love that you used to seeing and wanting to experience yourself.
Yeah. And when you look at some of those couples that have that strong bond and a strong love from back then, you think, is that love still around? Is that something I can find for myself? Um,
hmm
Good comment. Good comment.
Yeah, and then Charlie says, cherish every moment you have with your loved ones. Until moments become memories, you can't hug the memory.
That's right. That's right. And don't just make this time of the year a time that you show that you care and that you can love. You know,
hmm
you supposed to show love and love all year round, all the time.
hmm
You know, don't forget to show that person. Don't just wait for Valentine's Day and go out there and buy some flowers and candy. Don't do it. It's not going to be appreciated like that.
Yes, Charlie says, you can't heal what you're afraid to reveal.
That's right. That's good, Charlie. I like that. That's
And
right.
he also says, love versus unconditional love.
Mm-hmm. Well, oh boy. Here's a gentle question then for our listeners. What is one good memory you're grateful to have with someone you loved? That's good.
hmm
One good memory you're grateful to have with someone you loved. Hold on to that. Gratitude and grief can exist together.
hmm Charlie says, stop telling the truth.
Okay, I'm gonna make up some stuff. Yeah, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. It's very important for people to realize the truth and realize what's true and what's not. We get read so many falsehoods all the time on a daily basis in the news
Hmm.
and everything. So, no, we would never do that to you.
Yeah, and if today is emotional for you, just
Hmm.
be gentle with yourself because you're allowed to feel it.
Yeah, you are allowed to feel emotional however you feel. That was the end of part 4. Would you guys have something to say to us? You are allowed to feel emotional. You're allowed to. It's why wouldn't you be allowed to? You're allowed to have your feelings. You're allowed to feel the way you want to feel.
Hmm.
Mhm.
And Charlie says, sitting at the dinner table talking.
Mhm. And when people still do that anymore, Charlie, if they sit at the table and talk, we were talking about families before, and
Mm-hmm.
and I was reminiscing, and we were talking about how was we had to always eat together.
Mm-hmm.
That's when the conversation you can find out what's going on with people. And if you haven't, with your spouse or whoever, you having a meal together, you get a chance to, discuss what's going on with you. You might be busy and might not have time or might not remember to discuss something, and that's a meal together. Having a meal together is not just for feeding your tummies. It's not just for filling you up, it's for conversation, for sharing, for caring, and all that stuff. So that's part 4. We're going to go on to part 5 because we are halfway there now and we want to make sure we get through everything.
Yep. And just real quick, Tanya says, I love to sit and have coffee time with my hubby.
Yes. And that is so special. I can just about imagine. That's what I'm doing. I think when I get my maybe not a hubby. I don't know. We'll see. My significant other, companion, or whatever. It's the small things like sitting, like you said, Tanya, having a cup of coffee together.
Hmm.
Those are special times. It ain't always got to be a big celebration or we going to do this, we going to do that. Those little small things is what matters and you remember. So, all right, part 5, we're going on. And let's shift into something a lot of people, they don't admit this. Some people feel pressure to force romance on Valentine's Day.
Yep. Forced dates, forced gifts, forced feelings, doing things just because it's what you're supposed to do.
But real love doesn't need a deadline. Real connection doesn't need a holiday reminder. If someone only shows up for you on Valentine's Day, that's not romance. That's a performance. They're performing for the holiday.
Yep. And performances fade. Consistency doesn't.
Nope. If you're consistent, it doesn't fade. And let's ask our listeners something. Have you ever felt disappointed on Valentine's Day but pretended that you weren't? Maybe you smiled through it. Maybe you just said, oh, it's fine.
If that's you, you're not dramatic. You just had expectations that weren't met. And expectations aren't bad, they just need communication.
Yes. Sometimes people expect mind reading instead of honesty. But love, it grows clearer when people speak up. And that's what Charlie, one of the things he mentioned earlier, and also Tanya, conversation. You got to
Mm-hmm.
speak up. You got to communicate with each
Mm-hmm.
other. Speak up.
Yep, Charlie says it's the small thing.
Yes.
Jeff with the emoji. What's up, Jeff?
Okay. Hi, Jeff.
Charlie said you gotta know the difference.
That's right.
All right. So it's okay to say I like thoughtful things,
Mm-hmm.
or I like quality time, or even I like effort. Your needs don't make you needy.
No, they don't. Your needs don't make you needy. And if someone makes you feel like your needs are too much, they might just be too little for you. Hmm.
That's something to think about.
Yes. Yes. If your
Yes.
needs are too much for them, maybe it's not that your needs are too much. Maybe it's that they're too little for you.
Yeah, and if you're watching right now, think about this quietly.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel safe expressing your needs in your relationship? That answer tells you a lot.
Because the right love doesn't make you shrink, it makes you secure.
And everyone deserves that on Valentine's Day and every
Mm-hmm.
day.
Yes.
And before we head into the next part, I just
Mm-hmm.
wanted to read these comments.
Okay.
Tanya says, the thing is, most schools have Valentine's Day parties on, and some kids don't receive one. So that's your first heartbreak.
Mm-hmm.
And then Charlie says, yes, I contorted my smile. He says, you can't fake your feelings and emotions.
That's right. Can you imagine going back to the flowers and candy thing?
Hmm.
You're not good in your relationship or whatever, and there's no communication. You're not even trying, and you just want that space in between, and then you can't just think one day is gonna cure it all. I don't care what day it is. Valentine's Day holds no magic.
Hmm.
No more magic than any other day. It's important for you guys to show each other that you care about each other every day.
Hmm.
Every day. I'd rather you skip Valentine's Day and don't show me anything if you're showing me all during the year.
Charlie says, dang, sister.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That's where I
Jeff
am.
said, deep.
That's where I am. All
All
right.
right,
That ends
so,
part 5. We got to go on to part 6.
yep. So, let's talk about self love for a minute.
Yes, self love.
Because Valentine's Day puts a spotlight on the romantic love,
Mm-hmm.
but rarely on the love you give yourself.
Yes. And honestly, the relationship you have with yourself is the longest one you'll ever be in.
Yeah.
So it deserves attention too.
Yeah, and self love isn't just bubble baths and candles. Although I do love,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I
And I
do
say,
love
well,
a good
it
bubble
might
bath.
not be the only thing, but
It's definitely part of it.
it helps because that's part of my self love ritual.
Hmm.
It's not the only thing I do for self love, but a nice bubble bath and candles and my music and everything. Sometimes a glass of wine. Oh, I love it. Pamper me. I love me. Why would I want to hurt me? I deserve bubbles and all that.
Hmm.
I don't have to depend on somebody to come and show me that part of love. I have that for myself. So you're right about the bubble baths and candles.
Yeah, sometimes it's not just that, but it's
Mhm.
boundaries, it's saying no, it's walking away when something hurts.
Oh, yeah. It's choosing peace over chaos. That never feels familiar.
Hmm.
Choosing peace.
Oh yeah.
And some
And
people are
speaking of
used
that,
to drama and mistake it for passion.
yeah, and speaking of the chaos, I remember you have your new
That's
series,
what I thought about.
Crocheting Through the Chaos.
And you
It
caught
goes,
that the same time I did. That's
yeah,
why I
it just
kind of
came through. I
stumbled.
was like,
I
whoa.
kind that word trigger, and you guys were we don't mean to get off the subject, but a word just triggered us just to show you how words can actually trigger. I'm doing a series now called Crocheting Through Chaos. I
Hmm.
love the crochet, been crocheting for a while, so I've been crocheting and I decided to start this series and have funny backgrounds and have funny things going on. And Chels here has been instructing me and giving me training on that. And when we saw the chaos word down there, that's the first
Choosing
thing,
peace over chaos.
choosing peace over chaos, because that's one of the hashtags and one of the things that sometimes the world is chaotic and things are going over. You have to just relax and choose peace. So, if you guys want, go to TikTok. I'm throwing a little plug there. Um, Even on Facebook, I have them on Facebook. But here's my TikTok here. You can go there, and if you're there, please, you got to subscribe. Don't cost anything. Don't just be there looking. And I'm posting them there, but I'm also posting them on Facebook. So it's
Hmm.
a new series. So I would like for you guys to go on there and support it. It's called Crocheting Through Chaos. All right. So let's
Yep.
get where we need to get. We're not at break time yet,
Yeah.
I
So,
see.
yep. Back into it.
Okay.
Healthy love often feels very calm,
Mm,
not confusing, not
mm,
hot and cold, not draining.
yeah. That's healthy love, all right.
Hmm.
Okay, let's check in with our listeners again. When was the last time you did something kind for yourself? We want to hear that. When was the last time you did something kind for you?
Hmm. And Charlie says, "Love you some you."
That's right. You better love you some you.
He said,
And
"I love me some me."
yes, and not just when was the last time you did something for yourself. I don't mean for work, not for family, something that's just for you to say, hey, you, I love you. Okay, and you doing something for you, you showing it. You're not just mentally thinking that and telling yourself that. You're showing yourself that you love. So when was the last time you did something for you? Remember, no work, not work related. That's not for you. Building stuff in your house. No, 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 no. Something for you personally that you enjoy. We'll
Yeah.
wait.
And if you can't remember, this might be your sign.
Hmm.
You deserve your own care too.
That's right. If you can't remember, and some people waiting for someone else to give them the love they haven't been given themselves. And that can leave you empty.
Because no one can pour into a cup that you keep empty for yourself.
I like that. I like that. Loving yourself doesn't mean you don't want love from others. It just means you don't abandon yourself to keep someone else. You get that? You don't abandon yourself
Hmm.
just to keep someone else.
And that's powerful.
Yeah. You got to think about yourself. You do.
Hmm. And Charlie says, detoxify your circle weekly.
Yes. I just did that recently, Charlie. I always tell people you got to come back to your circle and see if you need to do some cleaning up, some housekeeping, remove some dust out the corners, and make room for other positive things and people to come in. You got to refine that circle, and then I just had to refine mine again. It's to keep your peace. It's all a part of that.
Yeah. And then Charlie also says, I have two triumph over trauma alterations through
Hmm.
affirmations.
Okay. And when was the last time you did something just for yourself?
He said, I take myself to dinner.
See, that's good. That's good. You take yourself to dinner and take yourself on a date. That's good.
And Dre says, it's been too long.
Dre, okay, you got to think of something for yourself that you want to do for yourself. It don't matter how big or small. Just
Mm-hmm.
go do it. Say, hey, this is for me. This me. I love you, and I'm doing this for you.
Mm-hmm.
I know what I did for myself, something sort of big, because I usually don't think about doing stuff for me. It's always what I can do for others. But when I took myself on a cruise, it was something that I always wanted to do. And I thought, oh God, that money can go here and there. I always try to think rationally, but I thought that would be something for myself because I would get that relaxation and don't have to think about this, that, and other thing. And that was something that I will always have with me. So that was something big for myself, but it could be as simple as a bubble bath for me, and I'll be happy. Or fixing me a special treat,
Mm-hmm.
like I fixed that cake.
That cake is good.
Yeah, and I noticed it's very light and fluffy. I was squeezing. I said, "Oh, I made a light, fluffy cake," but I did that because I want to make some homemade ice cream. Probably in the next couple of days or so. I,
Charlie said, this is like my therapy.
yes, Charlie, and it helps us so much too. When you guys are in here and you're talking back and forth and you're keeping the conversation going with us, it's therapeutic for
Mm-hmm.
everybody involved. It's therapeutic for us too
Mm-hmm.
to hear from you guys and to hear your thoughts and everything. Because sometimes you put thoughts in our head and we're like, something we haven't thought of or need to think about. So
Mm-hmm.
I thank you for that. And I thank you for your support and your continued support.
Yeah. Tanya says, I love to go to Barnes and Noble's bookstore in Rockford.
Oh, yes. I love bookstores because I love the library. That's why it is. So, yes. And some people might say it's boring, but I have even
Uh-uh.
done things for myself, like take myself on the trip down there to the library and really didn't have a really big purpose, anything I was looking for, but to enjoy, to browse, and to find out what's going on. So,
Yep. And Rob Boyer says, hello, ladies.
hi, Rob. How
Hi,
you
Rob.
doing? Yes, we just asked the question here. When was the last time you did something for
For
yourself?
yourself.
Not work. It can't be work related. You can't go out and say, "Oh, I fixed my car. I replaced it." No, that helps you. But what have you done lately personally for yourself just to let yourself remind them that you love them? So we have to show self-love.
Mm-hmm. Charlie says, you can't take your vertebrae out just to fit under someone else's ceiling.
No, because you're going to need that vertebrae and you might squeeze up under their ceiling and then they don't want you. And then there you're walking around, you don't have that vertebrae and you just squeezed up under somebody's ceiling. You made all these changes to please someone without leaving. You left the main important person out,
Mm-hmm.
and that was number uno. You can't leave you out.
Right.
It's good to care about others. I care about others. I care about others a lot more than
Mm-hmm.
myself, but I care about myself also.
Right. Catherine says, I take myself to a movie.
Oh, and see that I like doing that, and that's something I haven't done in a while because I don't know. They fix TV now to eliminate a lot of that. We can watch so much from the comfort of the home, but it's nice to get out to go to a movie or
Right.
something every now and then.
Yeah. And Charlie says, my pleasure. And I love going to the library. Learning
Yes,
isn't concerning.
that's right. There's another library fan like going to the library, got to take advantage of what's around us, take advantage of what we have right here.
Yeah.
And, there's ways to please yourself, go out to Union Dairy and say, hey, me, can I treat you to an ice cream? And take yourself down there and buy yourself ice cream. I bet yourself won't say no.
Right.
You're not gonna say, no, I don't want no ice cream. I'm staying here. Treat yourself. There's all kind of things around town you can really love upon yourself off of.
Yes, and Element 115 Studio says the Bible says, love thy neighbor as thyself, not
That's right.
more than thyself,
That's
not less
right.
than thyself.
That's right. As yourself, not more. No, you got to think about yourself.
hmm Charlie says, y'all are not shallow.
Not at all.
No, not by a
Mm-mm.
long shot.
People a lot of times they'll get a certain perception, but no, don't even know what that is. Well, I know what
Yeah,
it is, but not in relation to us.
right. So you want to talk expectations?
Hmm.
Do you want to talk expectations or you want to wrap up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's talk about expectations.
Okay,
Yes, because a lot of disappointment around Valentine's Day it comes from these silent expectations. It
right.
does.
Yeah, the kind that you don't say out loud, but you hope someone just knows. You're
Mm.
hoping they plan something, or you're hoping they remember, or you're hoping they try.
And when those hopes aren't met, it can feel personal. These expectations can feel personal, even if the other person never knew about it. They never knew you were expecting.
hmm And clear love needs that clear communication, not hints, not tests, and not guessing games.
No. Are you someone who speaks your needs or someone who hopes people figure them out on their own? Be honest with yourself.
There's no shame either way, but one leads to less heartbreak, and that's honesty.
All right. Saying this matters to me. I like thoughtful gestures. I just want to feel considered. That's not demanding, that's communicating.
And the right people won't be scared of that clarity. They'll appreciate it actually.
All right, this is a good time for us to roll our commercial because it looks like we're going a little long here. You
Yeah.
guys stay tuned and check out our commercial.
Yep.
Commercial break, then we'll be right back.
Yep.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light, come to the light. You could be a part of the conversation. Come to the light, come to the light. You could be a part of the conversation. Talking to the people.
Okay.
All right.
That was our commercial. If you want any of those items, most of them are still available and for sale. So contact this page, Voices and Views, or Zan directly if you would like to.
Yeah, contact us through our page would be the easiest way, you guys. And send us a message if it's an item you want, and we'll make sure it gets to you and make sure payment gets to us. So I just want to shout out a couple announcements because then we're going to get back into our conversation since we're running a little bit over. Okay. What's happening in community? February 28th is the first annual Lincoln Mall Future Leaders Market, and that's sponsored by Vince Brooks, And I know he had someone else working with him.
Tamara
That
Roach.
Tamara Vince Brooks and Tamara Roach, and that's at the Freeport Lincoln Mall, February 28th. You guys, and it says we're excited to announce the first annual Future Leader Kids Market, a fun, family-friendly event celebrating our young entrepreneurs and kids-focused businesses and services in our community. So you can reach out to Vince for more information or get someone registered there. Yes. Okay. Another thing going out, I don't know if you guys ever consider being a judge, election judge. I can't say both, but I can read my flyer here. I am a Democratic election judge, and we're always looking for election judges, and they're looking for election judges, probably for both parties. They're giving us a special appreciation breakfast coming up this Monday on President's Day in Cedarville at the Cedarville Historical Museum from 9 to 11. And I'm telling you this because I'm allowed to bring anybody who might be interested in becoming an election judge. But I need to know like right away, soon or within the next day or so if you're going, so I can call and let them know to prepare for more meals and make sure we have seating so we can all be together. Again, that's coming up very soon this Monday. So if you want to do it. And another thing, reaching out real quick, I want to read the last one. This is a ways off, but I have to read a little bit about it. The Kiwanis Club is having their Freeport, the Freeport Lincoln Douglas Kiwanis Club is having a 38th annual charity raffle. That's not until April, but the reason I'm bringing it up right now because it's a big celebration, and this year we've decided that we're gonna help support Amity, Believe in Children, the Boys and Girls Club, and Head Start. Those are the organizations that we're going to support these this year. If you want to purchase tickets, you can get the tickets through me. You can have the raffle and dinner or just the dinner by itself. Operation Love, you guys know we're still serving our community on the third Saturday of every month and do have delivery drivers now. We plan to really keep pumping things up. Looking forward to things coming up. Looking forward to Teddy Baker. We're going to be starting working on our kids. Expo that's coming up in July. This will be our second annual Kids Expo. It'll be doing the Teddy Baker celebration. Okay, a conversation March 1st at 1 p.m. A conversation with Kamala Harris. It's going to be in Madison, Wisconsin. And it says doors open at 12 p.m., show at 1 p.m. Join the former Vice President Kamala Harris for afternoon of surprising and revealing insights inspired by her number one New York Times bookseller, 101 Days Cashless Venue, and that's coming up. So we'll get a chance to read that again. Um, Kathy, I know you guys, the real deal, have a date coming up in March because it's right around my birthday. And I said, I think it's the 7th. And I said, I will be joining in. I am going to be doing something for my birthday. So if you guys have any other announcements, you can shout them out real quick now or send them in to us.
Michael Johnson says, "What is going on?"
Oh, we're talking about love and love, Mike. What's going on? Let me get back to because we were on getting ready to say,
Hmm.
was this part?
And then Charlie said, "I've noticed sometimes it's one-sided." And then Dre
Yes,
said, "I learned a long time ago, waiting for people to figure it out will leave you disappointed every time. I speak my mind, lol."
yes, yes. All right.
Okay, hold on. We got some more. Charlie says, "I like to look people in their eyes." Rob says, "Let's support our community,
Yes, that's
everyone."
what we're telling people.
Yes,
We got
yes.
to
Let's our
we got to
community.
get out in here. This podcast, I'm telling you, this is the community's podcast.
Right.
Okay, we're working it and everything establishes, but this belongs to the community. That's why we keep shouting out stuff in the community and telling people, trying to push people out. Get out your house. Go see a movie. We used to on a regular basis, girls get together, we picked a day. We would have a movie night. Go see a movie. Go
Mhm.
support some of these businesses. Go down to the library. Who knows? You might run into me old chills down there. Down there. They might as well put our name down there. Go around town. Just, find out what's going on. And then, for God's sake, when there's stuff going around in town, we do make announcements. They are posted on Facebook events page. They are posted everywhere. Find something to participate in and quit that. It ain't nothing going on in Freeport because that's not true. That's not true.
Mhm.
It might have been before, I don't know. But that's not true. I've been here for a good while too. That's not true. It all depends on what you want to do. So just the thing about
Yeah.
it, find something that you
Yeah.
can do in your community.
Yeah. Speaking of stuff to do,
Mm-hmm.
Catherine says it's March 14th at King's Bar and Grill.
March 14th. All right. Yeah, that's the second Saturday. I remember at King's Barn Grill because I said when they back in town, I'm there. And I said, oh, that's my birthday month. My birthday is the second. I said, so I'm there. I'm there.
Mhm.
Thank you, Kathy, for that. I know everybody's doing good. You guys have been taking a break, and then I know you guys, if you're still on break or not, but I know you have a full schedule.
Mhm. And
Yes.
I just wore my real deal shirt yesterday.
You did?
Mhm.
Well, we didn't tell them about, we got on our shirts, our new shirts.
Yeah.
Today we do have new shirts. Uh,
Oh
um,
wait, let me get that off.
hmm.
So you can
Oh,
see.
okay. We do have on our new
New
shirts, our new
shirts.
Voices and Views shirts. We had on the white ones last time, you guys, when we were on here, but we have the black ones. I like the black ones better. The words stand out and everything, but we decided we're going to do multiple colors. We're going to do other colors too.
Mhm.
So we'll always be like in uniform and representing our brand. But speaking of our brand, we are going to be selling our t-shirts. We're just in the process now. I'm in the process of looking for the best deal and the best, shirt. Has to be a decent shirt. But we're looking for the best deal as far as printing our shirts up. That's going to really help the person that we get them from because
Mhm.
we're going to constantly be ordering from them. So that's going to help their business. And we're going to be doing that real soon, you guys, this month. So then you guys will be able to support us more. You'll be able to order your t-shirts.
Yep. Jayla with the
So
star emojis. Thank you,
thank
Jayla.
you. So should we get right back on in
Yeah.
here?
Well, one second. Tanya says, "I love the free concerts in the park during the summer."
Oh yes, I love those too,
Mhm.
Tanya.
And then Catherine said, "I love your shirts."
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
We love
you.
our real deal shirts
Yeah.
too. Thank
And
you.
Terrence says, "I love the real deal."
Yes. We love
We
our
do.
shirts and yes.
And then Rob says, "If you're a veteran, we get together the second Tuesday at the Eagles Club. Join us."
Okay, okay, you guys here. Shout out to the veterans. If you're a veteran
Yes.
at the Eagles Club, the second Tuesday, did he say?
Hmm.
Okay, the second Tuesday of the month. Go down there, vets. There's something down there to do. There's all kind of clubs and everything all over Freeport. You can take a part in. You guys
Hmm.
just get out there and join something. Be a part of something, and then you can find out. I've been personally really blessed being, in all these different clubs because first of all, I'm nosy. So only way I can find out what's going on is to be a part and to find out firsthand what's going on. I can't listen to everybody else, but it's been such a blessing to me personally to be involved in these different clubs and a
Hmm.
community because I care about my community. I live here.
Right.
Why wouldn't I care about where I lay my head down and where my business is. I live here. So therefore, I try to be involved in what I can, and that way I'm volunteering and I'm supporting the community too. So
Hmm.
get out there, you guys, you can volunteer somewhere too. I'm sure they'll love to have you
Right.
wherever. All right, we need the
Sharon said voices and views.
yes, voices and views.
And
Yes.
Catherine said, thanks, Terrence. The real deal will be at Teddy Baker Fest July 11th before the fireworks on the corner of Main and Adams.
Right there where we're gonna be. Operation Love is right there in that spot. So I'll be there all day for Tuddy Baker because I'm right there with the Youth Expo. Then I hang around for all the live entertainment. Then we got the fireworks at night. So, and you
Hmm.
guys, if you missed Tuddy Baker last year, you just missed it. I'm sorry. You missed it because we had an awesome time. Awesome time.
It's bridging the gaps in our community. God, family, fun, laughter, and partying.
Yes. And it was a lot of fun. Mike kept the stage going with the music and everything. People was partying. We was out
Aw.
there, and it was so many people just dancing together, loving on each other.
Aw.
That's what it's about,
Yeah.
and it's beautiful at nighttime. And so you guys be a part, but make sure you better not miss Study Baker, or you just can stay in your house and don't come back out ever because there's plenty to do and it's more than one day. So if you missed out, you missed out, but don't miss out this year
Right.
because we will be there.
We will be there.
We will be there.
And Rob says, you ladies rock. Love you both. Aw.
Yeah, thank
Thank you,
you.
Rob.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, we definitely appreciate you so
Yeah,
much.
we're about our community.
And Terrence said, my birthday is July 13th.
Your birthday is July 13th. Oh, Terrence, that's right. Doing Tuddy Baker, you be celebrating your birthday down there.
Big party
Operation
for your
Love be
birthday.
doing. Yes. You have a big party for your birthday and with a lot of guests, and you ain't got to clean up after them. That's going to be great. That's going to be great.
Right. So before we had the break, we were talking about expectations and communication.
Mm-hmm.
So now let's talk about something that's just as real, feeling overlooked.
Were we on part 8?
Hmm.
Mm. Because some people don't feel sad on Valentine's Day. They feel invincible. No messages, no check ins, no one even asking how they're doing.
And that can hit deeper than people admit.
Especially if you're the one who always shows up.
Hmm.
Listeners, think about this. Think about this. Are you usually the one who reaches out first? Hmm. Who plans? Who remembers dates? If yes, we see you.
Being thoughtful is a beautiful trait, but it can feel lonely when it's not returned.
Hmm. And sometimes Valentine's Day reveals who pours into you and who only pours into themselves.
And that doesn't mean cut everyone off, but it might mean noticing the patterns. Being aware is what protects your heart.
You deserve hmm, electricity.
Reciprocity.
You deserve not just effort you give, but effort you receive.
Quiet question for our listeners.
Hmm.
Do you feel appreciated by the people you love?
Ooh, that's good.
Your heart knows the answer.
And if the answer is not really, that's not a failure. It's information. Information helps you choose better.
And choosing better is an act of self respect.
Yes. So that's the end of part 8, and we're going to jump into part 9. Let's talk about redefining the day. Because Valentine's Day doesn't have to mean romance to be meaningful.
Yeah, some people use this day to celebrate friendship with Valentines or family or community
Hmm.
or even their own personal growth.
That's right.
So love isn't one size fits all.
And sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is to take the pressure off the day completely. No expectations, no comparisons, just intention.
And if you're watching, I have a question for you. What would Valentine's Day look like if it was designed around your well being? Would you rest,
Mm.
spend time with your friends, treat yourself, or serve others?
You know what? There's no wrong answer because love can be showing up for yourself. Love can be checking on a friend. Love can be forgiving yourself for past choices.
And some people think love only counts when it's romantic, but that's just one form.
There's love in
Mm.
friendship. There's love in family. There's love in mentorship. There's love in community. And those loves deserve recognition too.
Yeah, and if you feel comfortable, reach out to someone today and say, I appreciate you.
Hmm.
Those simple words can mean a lot.
Because at its core, this day is about connection. And connection looks different for everyone.
Hmm. You're not behind, you're not missing out, you're not failing at love. You're just living your story and you're going at your own pace.
That's right.
And as we close today's conversation, we want to bring it back to something simple. Love is not a competition.
No, it's not. It's not a race. It's not a timeline. It's not a social media milestone. It's an experience.
And everyone experiences it differently. Some early, some
Hmm.
later, some after a lot of lessons. All of that is valid.
Yes, it is. And before we wrap it up, we want to leave you with one last question. What does love mean to you right now in this season of your life? Not 5 years ago, not what you hoped for before. What does it mean now?
Maybe it means healing, maybe it means peace, maybe it means learning yourself again. Let that answer be enough.
And if today feels heavy for you, you're not broken. You're human.
If it feels joyful, enjoy it fully. You don't have to shrink your happiness for anyone.
No. And if today just feels like another day, that's okay too. No pressure, no guilt, and there's no comparison.
Yep, because love shows up in many forms. Sometimes it's romantic,
Hmm.
sometimes it's friendship, sometimes it's self respect, and
And
sometimes,
and sometimes love is simply choosing to keep your heart open after disappointment. That's brave.
hmm. So, wherever you are emotionally today, we hope you give yourself grace.
Yeah. And thank you for sitting with us. Thank you for being real with us.
And thank you for letting this be a space where all feelings are welcome
And we're sending you care, honesty, and warmth.
and reminding you you are worthy of real love,
Hmm.
not rushed love, not half love,
No.
real love.
Yes. Take care of
Yep,
your
our
heart.
heart.
Thank you guys for tuning in. Bye.
Bye. We'll see you later. We will roll the commercial one more time so you can see everything. Oh,
Okay.
we had Melody come in.
Hi, Melody.
Hey, ladies
Hi.
from
Hey.
Cleveland.
Melody in the house from Cleveland, Ohio.
Aw.
Hmm.
Melody said, I appreciate you, ladies.
Yes, we appreciate you too. We appreciate you too.
Aw. Terrence said, I appreciate the both of you. Thank
No,
you.
Terrence, and good luck on your upcoming.
Show.
Yes, give him a
Yeah,
clap,
we'll
can
get
you?
some.
Your upcoming show, Terrence. We're there, and when you're ready to talk to us and interview voices and views, we're right there.
Mm-hmm.
We're right there. So, all right.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna roll our commercial, but we're gonna say good night, you guys, and thank you. We know we ran over, but we
Yeah,
thank you for tuning in and staying with us.
for a good conversation.
That's right.
All right. We will roll
Mm-hmm.
it and then we're out.
Then we're out.
We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light, come to the light. You could be a part of the conversation. Come to the light, come to the light. You could be a part of the conversation. Talking to the people. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. We gon' talk about some things tonight. Got a tea in a glass with ice. We got voices, we got views tonight. We got voices, we got views tonight. Come to the light.